There we. Oh, hold it, hold it, hold it. There, that's got it. All right. Good evening, everybody.
Oh,
It is Monday night
perfect
here.
timing.
Oh, it is Monday night here at the BTA network. Since it's Monday, that means it's time for Monday Mayhem. That means we'll get some stories that were not on the mainstream radar, but we're going to have one that really was on the mainstream radar, and we really can't avoid it because let's face it, when you've got over 2,100 cities doing this, it's no wonder, right?
Yep.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddblog Stream. I'm currently on the line with three of my crazy cohorts. First, below me is our master and creator Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How many troublemakers have we got in this room today?
All right, to my left we have our resident Joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello, everyone. A happy Monday.
And below left is our tiny sus Janet. Hello, Janet.
Oh, I just found something sad.
What is it?
Okay, the David Hecka Kanui Bill, Lilo and Stitch live action actor dies.
What? Okay, that is news.
And it's legit news because it's from Variety.
Yeah, let's see.
I may have
Oh
pronounced
boy.
that
Okay.
Hekili
Okay.
Kanui Bill.
Okay. Let's see. David Hekili Kanui Bell. I had to
Lilo and
practice.
Stitch live action.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I had to practice some of that Hawaiian when we did those yearbooks. Seriously. Let's see. Announced his death on Sunday, but we don't know exactly what happened.
You want me to go ahead and read the article since I already got it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
David Hikili Kinui Bill, an actor who recently appeared in the Lilo and Stitch live action remake, as well in shows like Magnum PI and Hawaii Five-O, has died. Bill's sister, Jalene Kanani Bell, confirmed his death in a Facebook post. A cause of death has not been announced. Excuse me. It is with a heavy heart I share that my sweet, generous, talented, funny, brilliant, and handsome little brother, David H.K. Bell, shortcutted it there,
Yeah.
David H.K. Bell, will spend today in the company of our Heavenly Father. Jaylene Kanani Bell wrote Sunday. Bell had recently shared photos from the Lilo and Stitch set on Instagram, as well as a clip from his audition. He played a character named Big Hawaiian Dude, who comically drops his shaved ice dessert at the sight of an alien portal. The Screen Actors Guild member also played a character named Isaac in Hawaii Five-O, Season 5, Episode 4, and Manu Saluni in Magnum PI, Season 1. David loved being an actor, doing voiceovers, spending time with Brutus, whatever Brutus is, traveling as an ambassador for Kona Brew, Hawaii's equivalent of Starbucks, I guess.
Yeah.
The film industry and entertainment was so excited to him, and I love that he enjoyed the arts, Bill's sister added in her tribute. He went to Punahou and Kalani while our dad spoke Hawaiian, so his ability to deliver lines with English understanding, indigenous knowledge, and pidgin to the max made him a diamond in the rough. Oops. Okay, I lost my spot. You can hear him over the PA system on arrival at Kona Airport, where he loved working to create an awesome and safe customer experience. Okay, I'm seeing if that's the end of the article. Bell was from Kaimuki and studied at Kalani High School, according to his Facebook page. He was living in Waimea prior to his death and had worked as an assistant airport superintendent at Ellison Onizuka Kona International Airport at Kia Kia Ole or Kia Hole. It was he wrote about Lilo and Stitch on Instagram in May. Now mahalo to everyone who worked
Mahalo.
on the film. Okay, who worked on this film. I knew it would be special to attend a cast and crew screening, and it didn't disappoint. It was so awesome to see so many of the true stars, in my opinion, our valued local crew in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the article.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
He played Lilo's dad, I think, in the movie.
Hmm. No, all it says is big Hawaiian dude. I think he's had like a bit of a role, not a big role, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he was still in the movie.
I know I won't see it in theaters just because I don't want, from what I've heard about the Lilo and Stitch movie, it goes against everything the original movie purports to support, and I'm sorry, but that's not cool to me. A remake should continue the story as it was, not change a huge part of it.
That's been the problem with all the Disney live action films, though.
Yeah. Well, there was one that didn't really change much of the story, and that was Beauty and the Beast. It was pretty much a shot for shot remake, but
Yeah.
it was just with Emma Watson, and yeah, but my point being is like, what is the biggest overarching uh theme of the movie,
Ohana
of
means
the
family.
original?
Ohana means family.
Exactly. And I'm going to say this right now, a little bit of spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the movie and you want to watch the movie, do maybe skip about 30 seconds of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
If not, if you don't care either way, then fine with me if you listen, but don't blame me when I spoil something.
Uh-huh.
From what I have been told, and like I said, I haven't seen it personally, the end of the movie concludes with whatever the frick Lilo's sister's name is,
I forgot
giving
her
up
name too.
Lilo and having her go into foster care so she can go to California and live her dream of being a frickin' actress.
I thought her plan was to be a marine biologist.
One of the two. It was something, but
Yeah.
her dream is to go. She leaves Lilo with CPS,
Mm.
which is not Ohana means family.
No, because that definitely. Yeah, of course. And speaking of movies, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, $84.6 million. No surprise, because guess what? You have the same director from the original animated. Gerard Butler actually came in. He had the voice of that Viking. I don't know the Viking's name, but
Which one, the kid or the dad?
the dad. Yeah, Gerard Butler not only voiced the Viking, he portrayed the actual Viking in the movie, in the live action version. And it just about did not change. They changed little to nothing in this version. I was looking up some videos, and there's this one on Watch Mojo. It's like why the live action How to Train Your Dragon has already destroyed almost all the Disney remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Because seriously, I mean, I look at this like, my God, they really did this one right. I think Disney ought to take Disney needs to take some lessons from DreamWorks, don't they?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I have a problem with a movie where the original purported to be a family movie, and then the remake is like, nope.
And yeah, speaking of nope, we won't say no to Sajo because he's in the chat.
So, I let's get down to some brass tacks really quick.
Yep.
We do have a
All
story
right, you
that
want
we
to know
need
the
to.
name of Hiccup's
Janet,
father?
Janet.
Janet, we're moving on.
Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry, I had turned down the volume.
Okay.
but no.
You want
So
to know
we're
what
gonna
the
move.
name of
Janet.
We're moving on to the next story, and I'm gonna start off with this. Political scientists all around the world have agreed that if a country starts protesting and those protests reach 3.5% of the populace, the current regime that is in place at the moment that the protest is going on against has zero chance of survival. Well, with over with potentially over 11 million people having been at the 5051 protests all across the country at 2,100 cities, as Shirley had mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
there is a very, very real chance that we have hit that 3.5% threshold.
Yeah, I think from what I've read, somewhere it actually said 3.8% that we did in those protests on Saturday.
And if that's the case, that's over the 3.5 minimum,
Mm-hmm.
and no regime that has ever gotten more than 3.5% of the populace as pissed as we are right now has ever survived.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is that there is a very good chance that something's going to give, and the Trump administration cannot survive,
Mm-hmm.
cannot and will not survive this.
Yeah, and because think about this. What's coming up next year? We've got the midterms. We've also got several states with gubernatorial or governor races. You know, I think Frodo, yours is one. Frodo, Micah, yours is
Yep.
next year. Mine here in Alabama, Kay Ivey cannot run again because she's at her 2-term limit. So, unfortunately, we do have Snobby Snubberville. So,
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to, we're not trying to go too heavy on the politics today, but we're just trying to put it out there that there's a very good chance that something's going to happen.
mm-hmm.
Something's going to give, and
Yeah,
it's going to be really interesting.
yeah. But seriously, 3.8%. Because it looks like altogether, now this is like unofficial, over 2,100 towns and cities in the United States took part in the No Kings protests on Saturday. And it looks like it's about 13. It looks like it's 13.14 million people. Let me double check that. Because that's an unofficial number, so take that with a grain of salt. Let's see. Okay.
It's just here's what I find crazy. And I'm sorry, but I know politics is kind of a sensitive subject, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really crazy that we as a country are finally uniting under one cause. And that cause, for the most part, is that the current administration is an abject failure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just I think that's all we're going to discuss about politics today. We've
Mm-hmm.
got tomorrow where we're going to really political,
Yeah.
hit on the political, the hammer on that political nail. But
Mm-hmm.
and if you want to join us tomorrow for that, that's cool. We always like our listeners listening to every episode,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a requirement because we know politics gets a little bit dicey as far as people's opinions are considered.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next?
Okay. I believe I posted something in the group. If I can get
Go
to the
for it,
group, bear
Shirley.
with me. Okay, let's see. Oh yes. Have you ever heard those commercials from Motel 6 where Tom Bodette says, "We'll leave the light on for you"?
Yep.
Well, did it for nearly 40 years. Now he's suing Motel 6 because his voice is being used without his permission.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh. So, let's see.
I gotta look up his name because I know he's, let's see, Tom.
Bodett. Tom Bodette.
Shirley, now I can say this real quick.
Okay.
Remember Hiccup's dad?
Yeah.
It was Stoic the Vast.
Okay.
Stoic the Vast.
So that was Gerard Butler's character in both animation and live action. Alright, so, anyway, Tom Bodette, whose warm baritone and iconic line "Will Leave the Light On For You" made him the voice of Motel 6 for nearly 4 decades, is suing the motel chain and its parent company for alleged unauthorized use of his name and voice. According to a lawsuit filed Monday in Manhattan federal court, Bodette said he ended his relationship with Motel 6 after its new owner, India-based travel firm Oyo, that would certainly be a good reason, failed to make a $1.2 million annual payment due on January 7th. Their contract was set to expire in November. So why is Bodette suing Motel 6? The backstory: despite the contract lapse, Bodette claims Motel 6 continued using his voice and name on its National Reservation phone line. That makes sense. The lawsuit alleges violations of both his contract rights and federal trademark law. Bodette said he attempted to reach a confidential settlement that would honor his legacy and protect Motel 6's reputation and franchises, but accused the company of responding with misrepresentations,
Obfuscations. Obfuscation. Yep.
Obfuscations, thank you, and delay tactics. That is a new word on me. Let's see. The lawsuit seeks
Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
But obfuscations is the I think it's past participle of obfuscate, and obfuscate is essentially disguise. Like if Mike were to put the pillowcase that he has behind his head over his head, the pillowcase would obfuscate Mike's face.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Okay, yeah, I've just never seen that word.
But yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, thank you. The lawsuit seeks $1.2 million in owed compensation, along with additional damages and share of profits. So, what does Motel 6 say? A spokesperson for G6 Hospitality, the parent company Motel 6, said the company was surprised by its lawsuit, but indicated it hoped for an amicable resolution. "We appreciate Mr. Bodette's contributions over the past years," the spokesperson said. "Of course, we will continue to advertise keeping the lights on for you." Bodette, when contacted by email, told Reuters the complaint says all there is to say, and that's true. So, who is Tom Bodette? He became Motel 6's lead spokesman in 1986 and said he coined the phrase "We'll leave the light on for you" during an unscripted ad-lib. His voice became synonymous with the brand's down-to-earth identity and was featured in both radio and TV campaigns for decades. I know, I've heard his voice so many times. In addition to his advertising work, Bodette is known for his appearances on National Public Radio and for narrating several Ken Burns documentaries. I'll have to look that up. So what's next? The lawsuit, Bodette et al. Versus G6 Hospitality LLC et al. and others, was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. It can set a notable precedent for voice usage and contract rights in long-term brand relationships, especially as companies change ownership.
My wife is having a sneezing fit.
Oh, is she okay?
Yeah, she does this sometimes. It's her allergies kicking her
Oh,
ass.
okay. Yeah, it's like when you said CC fit, it's like, hope it's not. Okay.
I blame Sodja.
But yeah, I mean, when and look, look what happened with James Earl Jones. Before he passed away, he said he would allow AI to use his voice to continue Darth Vader.
Yeah, and he was good for that because guess what? His voice is so iconic that you really can't do anything without his voice if you want a Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But the thing is, since he's passed away, he can't really do anything about it anymore, but he gave them their blessing.
Yeah.
As far as Tom Bodett is considered, he's still alive, and he has every fucking right in the world to say, you know what, fuckers, since you want to be late on a payment that you contractually owe me, yeah, I'm gonna, since you didn't, and it's been 6.5 months. That means since he was supposed to get paid in January.
Yeah.
That means, yeah, they're well within. He's well within his rights to do what he's doing. But the fact is, I do not feel like he's in the wrong here. I think he's perfectly within his rights. I think he's correct. He needs to stand up for himself. I mean, when you become iconic to that level as a person,
the Fantastic Four.
Oh, get out of here. Sorry.
What was it?
Did you guys hear any type of extra sound?
No.
Okay, whew. I just happened to show up on the stream because I was trying to do something and it started playing a video. No, stop.
Anyway,
go on, Frodo. I apologize.
When you built your entire fucking brand off of this dude's work that he ad-libbed for you, he deserves payment for that. I mean, shit. You ad-lib something, and that's one thing that I'm gonna pull the curtain back on our show just a little bit here.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Every single solitary thing we say on this show is ad-lib.
Yep.
We do not script this show. And that's one thing I can tell you without an ounce of hesitation. And I could tell you from personal experience, sometimes it's hard to get the right words at the right time. So to be able to ad-lib like we do, like he did for that, and in general, just to be able to ad-lib is not an easy skill. It really is.
Look at the guys from Who Lies in Is Anyway when they have to think up of something on the spot. Look at it. Look at it from that perspective too.
And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest ad-libber in the world. Hell no. Yeah. No. I just understand how hard ad-libbing is because we do it every time we're on the show.
Yeah.
And what you guys get, and what you guys get as listeners is our unrestricted stream of whatever comes out of our fucking mouths. And a lot of people who seem to like it, there's people in this world Sajo being one of them, that seem to like our uncensored, unfiltered stream of consciousness.
Yeah. All right. Two things before we go on. Number one, Craig is in the chat room.
Hey, Craig.
And two, he said, I heard the Fantastic Four. It's like, oh, shit. So I do apologize for that one, folks. That's my fault.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not blaming you. Shit happens. But yeah, like I said, it's not easy to do this. It's not easy to fucking do the ad lib game.
Yeah, because yeah, I'll give you a good. I'll give. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Frodo. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
Shirley.
All right. Think about this. You had Robin Williams doing Aladdin. I think they had like over
8 hours, I think is what they said. 8 hours of content that was available for them to use in any way, shape, or form that they saw fit.
Yeah.
But it was only the X number of stuff that fit in at the time.
Uh-huh.
And then they had to reanimate stuff because of his ad libs.
Oh yeah. Of course.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that's bad. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, continuing on. Mike, do you have anything to say about ad-libbing?
No, I do not.
Janet?
You're muted, Jan.
Yeah.
You're still muted.
She's getting it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Got it.
You know what? A lot of Robin Williams' dialogue in Aladdin was not in the script.
Right.
It was a lot of improv on his part.
Right.
And that's
it's
what we
not just
discussed.
Disney movies. What was it when it was some live action movie? They improvised a line, and at first they were gonna edit it out, but then they decided to keep it and let him go. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as
I was gonna say a lot of what they did in Mrs. Doubtfire was a lot of
yeah, that was the movie. Robin
Sorry.
Williams improvised in that too.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you he was responsible for improvising the whipped cream scene in the kitchen.
Oh, that's been verified that he was responsible for that ad-lib because he
Hello.
Yep. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know what Janet's about to say. I don't know what any one of the crew is about to say. I'm just going off of what they say, and you know. Am I wrong about that, you guys?
Nope. Not wrong at all.
Anyway, continuing on.
You're muted, Shirley.
Oh,
But
I must have hit the button. Sorry.
You're okay.
hey, you know what? Shit happens when you party naked.
All right. Well, here's something interesting I just saw. This is courtesy of Far Out magazine. Devo and the B-52s announced co-headlining tour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, there's where you need to go.
That would be cool to see them actually.
Yeah, because I remember both groups. Let's see. Devo and the B-52s have announced they are set to join forces on a co-headlining tour across North America later this year, which they are calling the Cosmic De-Evolution Tour. The two bands made the announcement of the 11-date stint on today, evidently inspired by the joint performance they gave at SNL 50 celebrations earlier this year. Despite having embarked on a farewell tour 3 years ago, the B-52s have since caved to a Las Vegas residency, which they are currently undertaking, after which they will join up with Devo. Regarding the news, the band's leader, Fred Schneider, said, "In 2022, I swore I'd never get on a tour bus again, but we were careful to say to our fans that we would still perform in special situations that don't require all of the awful tour travel." He then continued, "Our Vegas residency is going great, and when we were offered the chance to do a small run of shows with Devo, we all said this is an extraordinary opportunity we couldn't say no to." Over in the Devo camp, their founder Mark Mothersbaugh added, "It was either fate or luck that the SNL anniversary that brought us all together to create this amazing chance to go out on tour. All I can say is Cosmic De-Evolution is real." The two classic New Wave bands will take 11 stops across North America over the coming months, starting on September 24th in Toronto and ending on November 2nd in Houston. They will be joined on the road by fellow genre protege Lene Lovitch as their support act. Tickets for Cosmic De-Evolution tour go on general sale on June 20th via Live Nation, with pre-sales beginning on June 16th. And in fact, here are the 12 locations. Here are the 12 dates. September 24th, Toronto. September 25th, Clarkston, Michigan. Clarkston, Michigan? Huh, that's where Kid Rock's from. Let's see.
There you go.
Yep. Let's see. October 2nd, Mansfield, Massachusetts. October 4th, Holmdel, New Jersey. October 5th, Wantagh, New York. October 16th, Los Angeles at the Hollywood Bowl. Now that's cool. October 24th, Charlotte, North Carolina. This one, the one on October 25th, is be the closest to me. Alpharetta, Georgia, Amerisbank Amphitheater. And then finally, November 1st, Austin, Texas. November 2nd, Houston, Texas.
Was it Devo that did the song Whip It?
Yes.
Yep.
That is
Whip
it.
It good.
And by the way, here's something you might not know. Mark Mothersbaugh happened to write the theme song for the Nickelodeon cartoon Rocket Power.
You're kidding.
No, he wrote it.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
I was just looking up some stuff about, and I was kind of curious. I was looking up some stuff on there's a website that I want everyone to kind of look at. It's called the XDA forums, and if you have like Android phones and stuff, this website is like a godsend because it gives you a lot of cool information about what you can do with your phone. And like I'm
What's it
looking
called?
at XDA forums.
XDA?
X-ray Delta Alpha.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, you can look at your different things, find different phones, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking around, poking around, trying to see if I can find your phone.
My phone?
Yeah.
Hey, Frodo, when you get through
What up?
trying to find Mike's phone, see if you can find a Motorola G Pure.
Really? Motorola
That's
G
my
Pure,
phone.
huh?
A Motorola G Pure.
What year?
Oh, shit. I don't know. I've had it for a couple of years. I got it from
Yeah.
Consumer Cellular. They don't even have it anymore, but
Yeah.
Motorola Moto G Pure.
Speaking of upgrading phones, I know I'll have to upgrade my iPhone pretty soon because my current one is the iPhone 12, and it's supposed to be the end of updates in 2027. But I'm gonna have to get my mother's phone updated as well because hers is an XR, and it may be expiring this year or next year. And the good news is
It's already expired.
Oh, okay. Then I'll have to get her like a 16E. They do, yeah. They have
No.
actually have a 16E. So
I wouldn't get.
That is one of the
16E.
expensive models?
well,
No,
see,
the E model. The E model is going to be your efficiency model. That's why it's called the E.
yeah, which in this case, which for mom is fine. She doesn't need all the bells and whistles.
Let me know how much it is.
I can
'Cause
check.
all the iPhones I've looked at, the one that I would really, really like is close to $2,000.
Ooh,
I don't have that kind of fucking money.
And honestly, I wouldn't use it. If you're an Android fan, I wouldn't switch to iPhone.
Well, I'm using well I
Hey, Porky, speak up.
That's all, folks.
all right. iPhone's working for me, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work for everybody else. Okay, that's how I am.
Exactly.
Just because it works for me doesn't mean anything.
Would you guys mind if I traipse off?
Sure.
Would you guys mind if I leave?
Oh, that's fine.
Because I am really overly tired and I want to watch a little bit of TV before I go to bed.
That's fine.
And you look like you might also have a headache forming. So I'm going to give you a suggestion really quick. If you're open for that.
Well, I don't have a headache, but my eyes are itchy. But go ahead and give me the suggestion. I'll use it next time I have one.
Have you ever heard of naproxen sodium?
What sodium?
Naproxen.
No.
It's okay. It's a gel cap you can get at like Walmart, and it's stronger than ibuprofen and acetaminophen. So the next time you have a headache, you should only ever need 1 or 2 of those. Occasionally, I have to take 3 for my headaches because they're freaking crazy powerful, like my headaches are and these pills are. But
yeah. Hey,
that med knocks anything out. Ask Mike.
Yep.
hey, Frodo, could you do me a favor? Send the name of that to my chat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
All right.
Because I can't remember that long ass name. So anyway, it was a pleasure seeing you guys.
All right.
Take care. Stay out of
and
trouble.
And as far as you, behave yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I will. Jack took the dog into the room with him, so I don't got to worry about her.
Okay, yeah.
All right. I am going to say good night. Take care, everybody.
Later.
You. Wait a minute. I thought we had Saj in here, but we don't.
No, he's in the chat. He's in the chat. Not.
Take care to Sajo.
Oh.
And Tim. Who's
Craig,
the other guy?
Craig.
You too, Greg. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Okay, so I can't find my phone on XDA.
Yeah, you can. It's probably one of the hidden ones, but you can always look around on the internet and find stuff. One thing I look for is custom ROMs. Like right now, Mike, Shirley, if I tell you the specs of my phone, your jaws are going to hit the floor.
Okay.
So my phone is running Android 15, which is the newest release version of Android. It has 12 gigabytes of RAM.
Whoa.
256 gigabytes of storage. And is full 5G compatible.
All right.
What are you looking like? What the hell for, Mike?
I just the storage, I think. Storage is high.
Oh yeah. And the other cool thing about it, I've got a custom ROM on here called Evolution X.
And what is that?
Well, the custom ROM is like the operating system. So like think of Android like your your different versions of Android, including the kinds that the carriers put on. So like your phone would be running TouchWiz. Or no, not TouchWiz. It used to run TouchWiz and now it's called One something, you know?
Okay.
One UI, that's what it's called now. Okay. That's what Samsung uses. And Motorola uses the closest to AOSP AOSP as possible without being AOSP. Android Open Source Project. For those that don't get what I'm saying. But the phone I have is the OnePlus the OnePlus 8T, number 8, letter T, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it on default ran a modified version of Android called Oxygen OS. Well, I'm not a fan of Oxygen for my own reasons. Too many.
Oh, so you don't want to breathe? No kidding.
No, not that Oxygen.
I know. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
You're good. But no, I'm not a big fan of the Oxygen OS environment myself, because to me it's a little bit too, I don't want to say bloated, but that's the best term I can use for it.
Hmm.
It's a little bit too bloated. It's a little bit too clunky, would be another word for it. So I rooted my phone and installed Evolution X on it, which gives me Android 15 the way I want it, and it just works.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. You have the N200, don't you, honey? Okay. That's what I thought, because I was looking at this. So yeah, looking at different things, you can find a lot of different information. Me personally, I just I'm a fan of giving myself super user access because, well, guess what? Who am I?
Yeah.
What is one very simple word you would use to describe me, Michael?
Tinkerer.
That's one. You want to know another?
Tim as well.
You want to know another word I would use to describe myself?
What?
What?
A super user.
Hmm.
Okay,
Look,
someone
up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super user.
But no, super users are very, like, think about, like, power user kicked up by about 75. Yeah. So a super user is someone who's really into stuff. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, I really think that Mike, once I find a rooting method that works for your phone and shit, and some custom ROMs for you, you may want to, GSI ROM.
Say what?
Okay, GSI is Google Standard Interface.
Okay.
So basically, it's the purest form of Android that you can get, or generic system image is what it actually stands for. And it's built directly from Android Open Source Project, which means that it's a stock Android experience. And it's mostly used on Pixel phones, but involves installing a program called TWRP, Team Win Recovery Project, which is a custom recovery mode. And then you install the GSI ROM. And the cool thing is with the GSI ROM, Mike, theoretically, I can make your phone Android 16.
Yo. Of course.
theoretically, but I know I could get it to Android 15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even.
So yeah,
Still have 14. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Android's fun.
All right.
Android's fun to tinker with.
All right. Well, I'm going to change the subject up a little bit. We got Superman coming out on July 11th. But guess what? There are some crazy, insane fans of the Snyderverse saying, no, we don't want it. So, and James Gunn decides to confront him about it. So, James Gunn confronts Zack Snyder fans trying to tank Superman because Gunn killed the Snyderverse. We will survive, and it's all right to have an opposing force. And that was James Gunn saying that. So anyway, he responded on Threads to an online movement from Zack Snyder fans that seeks to negatively impact the potential success of Gunn's Superman, which kicks off the new DC universe that is being shaped by the writer-director and his DC Studios co-chief, Peter Safran. Snyder was in charge of the last DC universe, which kicked off with Man of Steel, but fizzled out among critical bombs like Justice League, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and more. Stand up and fight for Snyderverse on July 11th, one Reddit user posted. Fight for our Snyderverse on the imposter Superman release day. Here's what we can do to make a difference. 1. Post spoilers everywhere. People are less likely to see or enjoy the movie if it's already spoiled. I'm not one of those people. I don't care about spoilers. Number 2. Leave bad rating on review sites. We know for sure gun bots will post fake positive reviews, so we must let people know the truth and balance the bias with realistic sources. 3. Reserve tickets online, but don't complete the purchase. By selecting and reserving tickets, it gets taken out of the pool for a period of time, which means this has a chance of stopping gun bots from buying tickets. I bought my ticket already. Thank you. Because I'll be going straight to the theater right after work for dinner. Let's see. The Reddit user added that Gunn fired the first shot and killed the Snyderverse, and here's our chance to take the fight back to him. Gunn responded with a short takedown. I think we will survive. I'm not sure the 8 people that listen to that guy, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess it's a guy, are going to impact the course of events. The director then elaborated on the topic in a new interview with Rolling Stone, saying, I don't mind it. I think it's good. I think you don't want to have everybody root for you, and I have an actor who reads everything online. I won't say who it is, but he'll read this article, and he'll know who it is. It's one of the top 5 in Superman. And this actor gets so upset over things that people say. I said, first of all, you realize that the trailer came out and the reaction was 97-98% positive. These people help us because you don't want everything to seem 100% positive. It's alright to have an opposing force every once in a while, Gunn continued. Some of the things get ridiculous. I just know that every time something comes out, it doesn't matter how positively received, there's going to be something that is of great controversy. It was great controversy that the sun caused Superman pain. The upcoming Superman stars David Cornsweet as the Man of Steel, a role famously played by Henry Cavill in Snyder's previous DC universe. Gunn revealed on X shortly after taking over DC Studios that he had touched base with Snyder and there were no hard feelings between them. Earlier this month, in an interview with Fandango, Gunn even revealed that he consulted with Snyder when it came to designing the new Superman suit and whether or not to add the red trunks. One of the biggest questions was, were we going to have trunks or were we going to not have trunks, Gunn said. I talked to Zack Snyder, who was like, I tried a billion different versions with the trunks, and at the end of the day, I tried it, but I just couldn't get there. And I was feeling exactly the same way. Theoretically, I like the idea of trunks because it's the Superman I grew up with. Of course, Superman will open in theaters on July 11th. And that's the end of the story. But seriously, I'm so sick and tired of these toxic fans.
I hear you.
You know, and that's one thing that the whole toxic fandom shit is pissing me off. You know,
Yeah.
I don't believe myself to be a fucking toxic fan, but
Me
like
neither.
I said earlier, my opinion of the other of the Lilo and Stitch is based on the fact that I loved the original so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. But think about it. You got toxic fans everywhere. I think among the most toxic by far are Star Wars fans. It's
Oy.
like,
Hey,
no.
Shirley,
Yes.
you want to know another toxic one?
Sure.
The Star Trek fans.
Yeah, that's true too. And it's like one thing I can never stand. People want to blame the actor doing a role for a storyline that they didn't like. I feel like it's not the actor's fault. Blame the writers and the directors, not the actors. They're just doing their job
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah, but you know how people are.
Yeah, me it's like I would watch Arrow. It's like the actors are doing a great job, just not too big into this story arc right now. And people, and I would say that most people would get that, and but some people would say, "Oh, the actor did a terrible job with the way the story was going." It's like, no, the actor's just doing his job.
People are stupid. I swear to fuck.
Oh yes, one more thing. I hate to bring up Trump in this, but in case you haven't heard, yes, there's going to be a new mobile service called Trump Mobile.
I don't know if you heard what I did, but who in the group remembers Sideshow fucking Bob?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You remember every time he stepped on a rake, his reaction?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Whack. Whack.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did that thinking about Trump Mobile.
Yeah. I feel like to me it almost sounds like a steal from T-Mobile. So T-Mobile may have some issues with it. Maybe. I'm not saying they will, but
I would actually laugh because I'm a T-Mobile customer, and if they decided to
sue for copyright.
I would be like, hey, I'm cool with that. You know?
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm staying on consumer cellular because it's actually still cheaper than it would still be cheaper than Trump Mobile. It's like I'm not gonna get on that stupid thing. No way. But that's all I'm gonna say on it. That's all I'm gonna say on that because we don't want to put too much politics in here. That's for tomorrow.
Mike,
Yeah.
you know what you are?
What?
You're the show's Sideshow Bob.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So now you gotta do that whole thing.
I've done it twice.
Well, gee, I wonder if Sideshow Bob has a cousin named Slideshow Rob.
Mine.
But tis.
Yeah. And Dr. No has Nurse Yes. No.
No,
Sorry.
Dr. No wouldn't have Nurse Yes. You know what he would have?
What?
Orderly maybe.
Mm-mm.
I like that one better. Yeah.
And then-
I'm Dr. No,
and
this
then-
is my orderly maybe.
and then Nurse Yes
Mhm.
would be the charge nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And charge nurse Yes is outside. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But I'm happy. I've been a consumer cellular customer for almost 13 years. I started back in 2012 thanks to Janet. She was the one who got me on it. I haven't looked back because, let me put it this way. We got 3 lines between my mother, myself, and my younger nephew. I'm only paying that plus the taxes, everything, only $103 a month for 3 lines.
I might actually beat you after I get my next bill.
Mhm.
The reason being is that I might actually be getting less, paying less for 4 lines.
Mm-hmm. That's true. All right. Well, we only have 5 minutes left, so I think this is a good point to wrap things up. Now, we do have a little bit of a schedule change for this week because Thursday is Juneteenth. It is officially a holiday. That means no mail. So I am moving Pac-Man to Wednesday. So we get it in there no matter what. So we're going to do that. And of course, tomorrow night, Frodo and I will be doing political catch-up, talking a lot more about the No Kings protest and the parade that got screwed up. So we'll definitely talk about all that tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday, we will be doing, let's see, I believe it's Rotten Apples. Yeah, Rotten Apples. Let me double check that. Hold on.
But it was Among Us.
Oh yeah, it's Among Us. It's Among Us. You're right. Yeah. Sorry. Brain dead am I. Seriously. Alright, but that's...
brain dead?
Yes, I am brain dead. I can't think. Let's see. Well, did you know that WBD is about this? Oh yeah, Warner Brothers Discovery. Yes, I did know that. And yes, Max took off the HBO. They're bringing the HBO part back into the name again. So, but yes, I did know that Warner Bros. Discovery is splitting it. It was like, what the hell? When did you get together for in the first place? All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play the ending. So bear with me. Growl.
I'm gonna bounce out while the ending's playing.
All right.
All right. Good night, Frodo.
Night, sir. Alright, so with that in mind, I am going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everyone have a great night, sleep well, stay safe, and Frodo and I will see you tomorrow for political catch-up. I will be doing Pac-Man on Wednesday, and all of us will hopefully be here together for Among Us on Friday. So, peace.
Peace, everyone. See you Friday.
Yeah.